I've said before that I understand why hockey players may stay away from certain Canadian markets. And I have said this despite the fact that I live in a Canadian market. Obviously, I'm a Canadian hockey fan. Um, Group of teenagers shot a video over the weekend of themselves heckling McDavid and his family as they were leaving a restaurant, posted online, yelling things like, "You've got to start winning games, you're going to get traded." To which Connor McDavid has not wanted to talk about it and said there's nothing worth talking about. And Coach Todd McClellan has said if you're going to heckle anybody in Edmonton, he's the last person you'd want to heckle. He's always at Children's Hospital. He's always out helping people, and he's always out with the sick and the elderly, and he's a good person. Why? This is something I've never understood. If I was out and I saw a member of the Canucks, even Brock Besser, out in public, my reaction is going to be, hey, it's Brock Besser. I'm not going to taunt him. I'm not going to yell at him. I'm not even going to walk up to him and, hey, can I get an autograph? Because he's not on the ice. He's not in the rink. It's not up to him. It's not a situation where I have a right to heckle him and hassle him. And hassling sometimes is running up to somebody, hey, can I get your autograph? And it's like, can I get out of the bathroom? Because I see that a lot. I'll see people say, well, I don't like this player because he didn't sign an autograph for me. And I'm thinking, was he late for a flight? Had he signed a million autographs that day? Was he having a bad day? Did you just throw a piece of paper in his face and a pen and sign this? Did you shove a hockey card in his face? Is it the same hockey card he saw on eBay that was for sale that he had signed the day before? That ticks people off. I've seen wrestlers get mad about that. Post about it online. The idea that McDavid is somehow responsible for what's going on in Edmonton is mind-blowing. Because he's not. He has posted, they've got it even in here, 79 points in 65 games this year. 79 points in 65 games is pretty darn good for a guy that you're blaming for the team not making the playoffs. He's been the only guy on the ice, him and Draisaitl some nights. Nobody else is scoring. The goaltending isn't great. The defense isn't great. McDavid and Draisaitl are the guys who make that team go. And I find it so weird, and I see it. I see people saying, oh, look, can't win with McDavid. No, McDavid can't win by himself. You're right. You need a team. Even Crosby, take Malkin out of Pittsburgh. Just take Malkin out and replace him with a guy who was a bust from that same draft. I don't care who it is. And you tell me that Crosby would have had the Stanley Cup championships he's had if Malkin isn't a Penguin as well. If they don't have vision and don't give players to the Penguins that can get them to a championship. It's not McDavid's fault. I'm shocked that a bunch of teens would do it and post it online, because it's sort of like saying, hey, we're asses. Look what we did. We taunted the number one player in the league. He's going to be the undisputed number one player in the league at some point. Now, we can dispute whether Crosby's number one or he's number one, or maybe one of the Tampa Bay Lightning right now could be qualified as number one, or Taylor Hall, whatever. But I guess this mentality escapes me. Maybe it's part of the reason why the whole trolling mentality escapes me, because this is what this is. This is filming yourself trolling. Like, look, I'm trolling Connor McDavid. Good for you. I hope that feels good for you, because it doesn't do anything for me. I'll include a link in the description for this video to the TSN article talking about it. But this is one of those things that I see and I'm thinking, man, this is why guys want to play in Carolina and Florida and Arizona, get lost in Los Angeles, just be faceless. Because, he's out with his family, and you're like, give your head a shake. At least go out and taunt Lucic, because he'll friggin' tool you. And I mean, he got in trouble for that in Vancouver, but it was mutual trouble to be had. And based on which account you believe, basically it's along the lines of guys, trolling Lucic, and Lucic deciding to take one of their heads off if he had to. And it's a tough position you're putting these guys in. I mean, McDavid has re-upped in Edmonton for basically his entire career, and he gets mocked for it. The Oilers have been a disaster for a very long time. The run they went on last year is because McDavid brought them there. He was the best player in the league. He was the MVP last year. This year, it's just been a disaster. And it's not on McDavid. But if trolls want to go out there and do that, it just... I see this, and all I can think is, really? Because, I know we're passionate hockey fans, but that's not being a hockey fan. That's just being a douchebag. That's just being a classless douchebag. And it's not just, they're young. It's an excuse. It's one of those things where it's just mind-blowing. But I want to know your thoughts too. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You happen upon this video. And for Connor, I feel bad for the guy because honestly, he's holding that team up. He's holding that franchise together. And without Connor McDavid, where's the franchise right now? But yeah, you're right. He's going to get traded because they're not making the playoffs. At least do something smart when you heckle. At least say something smart, something brilliant. The only thing that comes to mind is when years and years ago I'm watching wrestling, and Lita's in the ring and she's fake crying about how she's hurt Matt Hardy because she's with Kane now and she doesn't know what she's going to do. And the guy behind me heckled her, "Why don't you go sleep with Jeff?" And she paused in the ring. She paused. That caught her off guard. And we know now she was cheating on Jeff, or she was cheating on Matt, not with Jeff, but with Edge. And they were all there together, and it was this close. And it was one of those hesitations. But even still, if somebody, it's one of those, yeah. But again, let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you again soon.